What is general ledger coding and why is it so important? Hello, dear students, and welcome back to our exciting FIA FA1 journey. Today, we're going to learn about something very important in accounting, coding in the general ledger. Now, I know it sounds a little serious, but don't worry. I will explain it slowly, simply, and with real examples, so that even if this is your first time studying accounting, you will understand everything clearly. Let's begin with this question. What is a general ledger? Think of the general ledger as the main book of the business. It is like a big diary where the business writes down all the financial activities, every payment, every sale, every salary, and every expense. But here's the thing. This general ledger is not small. It has many accounts, sometimes hundreds or even thousands. So, how do we stay organized when there are so many accounts? That's where coding comes in. Each account is given a special number. We call this an account code. Just like every person has a phone number or every house has an address, every account in the ledger gets its own code. This makes it faster, easier, and clearer to find and record information. Let's look at how it works. Let's see some real examples of account codes. Here is a list of some example account codes. These are not from a real business. They are just for learning, but they show you how real businesses use codes. I will read them out for you. Code 100,200 for plant and machinery cost. Code 100,300 for motor vehicles. Code 100,201 for plant and machinery depreciation. Code 300,000 for trade receivables. This means money that customers owe the business. Code 400,000 for trade payables. This means money the business owes to suppliers. Code 500,130 for wages and salaries. Code 500,140 for rent and rates. Code 500,150 for advertising expenses. Code 600,000 for sales. Code 700,000 for cash. Now these codes may look long, but they are not random. The numbers actually mean something, and this is the smart part of coding. What are significant digit codes? Now let me teach you a new term, significant digit codes. Don't worry, it sounds difficult, but it's actually simple. Significant digit coding is a method where the first digit or the first few digits of the account code tell us what kind of account it is. Let's see an example together. If the code starts with the number 1, it usually means it is a non-current asset. Things like machinery, equipment, or vehicles that the business uses for a long time. If the code starts with 3, it usually means receivables, money that is going to come in from customers. If it starts with 4, it usually means payables, money the business owes to others. If it starts with 5, it is for expenses, like salaries, rent, or advertising. If it starts with 6, it is for sales, money the business earns. If it starts with 7, it usually means cash or money in the bank. So just by looking at the code, you can guess what type of account it is. That's why we say the digits are significant. They give us useful information. For example, 500,130 is an expense for wages and salaries. 600,000 is for sales, which is income. 700,000 is for cash, the money the business has in hand. This helps everyone, the accountant, the bookkeeper, even the computer system, to understand and organize data quickly. Why is using the correct code so important? Now let's imagine something. Suppose a customer pays money to the business. This payment should go into the receivables account, maybe something like 300,000. But what if, by mistake, the payment is recorded under wages and salaries instead? What would happen? That's right, the records would be wrong. The customer's account would still show that they haven't paid, even though they did. And the business would show that it spent money on salaries that it didn't. You see? Just one wrong code can cause a lot of confusion. That's why we say, correct coding is very, very important. Using the wrong code can give you incorrect reports, make the business look unprofessional, create problems with auditors or tax authorities, and even cause loss of money. So always remember, before you post a transaction, always double-check the code. How do businesses create their coding system? Now let's talk about who decides these codes. Is there a worldwide rule? No. Every business creates its own coding system based on what works best for them. But smart businesses follow a logical and easy-to-understand pattern. Let me give you an example of a common structure. Code starting with 1 equals non-current assets, like machines, buildings. Code starting with 2 equals current assets, like inventory or cash. Code starting with 3 equals trade receivables. Code starting with 4 equals trade payables. Code starting with 5 is expenses. Code starting with 6 equals sales, revenue. Code starting with 7 equals cash or bank accounts. So when someone sees a code starting with 5, they know it is some kind of expense. And when they see a code starting with 6, they know it's income from sales. This system is called significant digit coding, and it makes accounting clear, fast, and accurate. Let's review what we learned today. Before we end the lesson, let's quickly go over what you've learned. The general ledger is the main book where all financial information is recorded. Every account in the ledger is given a code. This is like its name or ID. These codes help us identify accounts quickly and avoid mistakes. We use a system called significant digit coding, where the numbers in the code tell us what kind of account it is. Different starting digits mean different account types. For example, 1 equals non-current assets, 3 equals receivables, 4 equals payables, 5 equals expenses, 6 equals sales, 7 equals cash. Using the correct code is very important. One mistake can lead to wrong reports, confusion, and loss of trust. Wrapping up, thank you so much for joining me today. We learned a lot about how coding works in the general ledger, why the codes are carefully designed, and how they help keep accounting records accurate, clear, and professional. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe for more beginner-friendly accounting lessons. And remember, every great accountant started as a beginner just like you. Take your time, ask questions, and keep learning. You are doing amazing. See you in the next lesson.